Hello again and welcome back to the channel. Today I have another review for you. This time it is G.I. Joe's Ultimate Duke from Super 7. I got the entire first wave from the Big Bad Toy Store. I paid, I think it was $200 US for all four, which is about $50 a piece, which is around 80 Australian dollars. So they are pretty expensive, but they are somewhat more of a premium figure, at least in my opinion. So taking a look at the packaging, it has this real nice slipcover that Super 7 have with all of their Ultimate figures. It's like a tin sort of look. We've got Duke 01 on the side there, and then on the back the embroidered G.I. Joe, and same on the front. And then taking the slipcover off, here he is, Duke, the First Sergeant. I really like these displays. If I had a couple, I would probably have one in front out of the box and then one behind it with all the accessories laid bare. I just think it looks really, really cool. So anyway, let's open him up, take a look. Okay, so here he is out of the packaging with all of his accessories. And taking a closer look at the accessories, Duke comes with one backpack, a laser rifle, an assault rifle, a walkie-talkie, one pair of binoculars, a helmet, a screaming head sculpt, a communication head sculpt, a left and right trigger finger hand, a left and right holding hand, a left pointing hand, and a right flat palmed hand. So taking a closer look at the accessories, and you could also include his wristwatch as an additional accessory. We'll take a closer look at that in a minute. But starting off with the backpack, this is very nice. It's got some weight to it, and the straps are a soft rubbery plastic material, and that just slips over each arm. Here we are. I don't mind that. I think I prefer it to the peg holes. The backpack itself is quite nice. He has his swag or his sleeping gear all rolled up, and then a shovel or a spade. Nice paint applications on it. It's a nice accessory. And then the laser rifle, I think this is the same as what we got with Snake Eyes. An assault rifle, which I think this is more in line with his original vintage figure. And then walkie-talkie, which this is the same as what we got with Snake Eyes. Has the frequency gauge down the bottom, and then 802 on the top. The binoculars are a solid piece. These are, they're nicely done, but it's a bit of a shame because it doesn't quite sit right when it hangs around his neck. Yeah, it sort of sits, it's not too bad actually. It sits a little bit awkward, but oops. Since his head's come off, let's take a look at the other sculpts. So this is the default sculpt. And then here is the screaming sculpt. These are really nice heads. And then finally, he comes with this sculpt with the headset. And then that is a separate piece for the mic. But be a bit delicate because you could easily break it. So 3 head sculpts. And then he also comes with this soft plastic helmet. Easy enough to get on. I haven't tried it with this one. I imagine it will go on fine. It might look a bit weird. No, it looks all right. And then he comes with a bunch of hands, most of which we've seen before with Snake Eyes, with the exception of the pointing hand. I like how the finger sort of bends out just a touch. It looks a little bit more realistic. I'm assuming it's supposed to be like that. And then this flat palmed hand. And then also his fisted hands, which came on the figure. And one additional accessory is the wristwatch. So it's very tiny. It's just a soft plastic, but it is nicely done. So nice bunch of accessories. Okay, so Duke is a really good looking figure. I really like Super 7's matte finish that they give their figures. I'm not a fan of the high gloss. This figure does have a little bit of weight to it, and similar to Snake Eyes, he does have a few issues when it comes to articulation, and I'll get to that in a moment. But the head, for some reason, has an issue. This one is fine, but this default head, I think the peg hole is a little bit narrow. It doesn't quite sit, and if I push it too hard, I feel like I'm definitely going to break it. So this head is better for demoing the articulation. It doesn't get much range of motion. It does have a dumbbell joint up into the head, so it gets down to about there and up to about there. He does have full rotation, however. And the shoulder, he has a ball joint, quite tight, up to about there, bicep swivel, and then single jointed elbow. He gets a full range of motion on the peg. It's on a hinge and completely rotates. And then in terms of his ab crunch, it's quite a high crunch, but doesn't really get anything at all. About there is all you're gonna get. He gets a little bit further back, and then he has the rolled off hips, so he gets a full range of motion at the waist. And then getting back to that point with Snake Eyes, he has the same issue with his butt. So he can get his leg to about there and then out to about there, but backwards, it's not going anywhere because of that. He has a single jointed knee, boot cut, and then a rocker at the ankle. So the articulation is nothing that we're not used to with Super 7. This figure is very, very tight, and I would recommend that you blast it under the hairdryer just in case, because I did feel like mine was going to break. So just be cautious of that. In terms of QC, this one is much better than Snake Eyes, but this one, it does have a scuff, but it's so minor that, yeah, I'm not going to fuss. But this figure, I think, is possibly my new favourite. I really like the Snake Eyes figure, notwithstanding those QC issues. But Duke is just a really good looking figure. In terms of scale, here he is next to the Super 7 exclusive Bat and the classified Duke. So my final thoughts on Super 7's G.I. Joe Ultimate Duke. This is a prime example of Super 7 getting it right. They've nailed it here. Duke looks exactly how I remember him in the animated series, and it comes with heaps of accessories. If this is what we can expect from this Ultimate line, then I am all in. But I wonder how deep are they going to go? We've already seen Wave 4 has been announced, but will they continue with variants? Will we get a Tiger Force Duke further on down the line? Personally, I welcome it, and I look forward to seeing more hitting the shelves. Well, that about wraps it up. I can certainly recommend this figure. He is still available at the Big Bad Toy Store, so don't delay, he won't last long. If you like this content, then please do consider subscribing. And until next time, take care.